Guys, welcome to another episode of Trust Sports. We're in the building today. A lot to talk about. A
Yep.
lot to talk
Yep.
about. I haven't decided how heated I'm going to be yet. I've been saving it. But shout out to my guy Liam for stepping in the building. How you been, bro?
What's up, Leek? Listen, I know we talked about this with Vaughn. I'm sure you're gonna have a much better episode than I will, much more enjoyable one. But the news today that broke, I'm in a little bit of a better mood, at
Okay.
least.
Yeah, we're going to get into it. But before we get into it, we have our sponsor coming back to sponsor Trust of the Week. He was our first sponsor to give us a shot, and I'm so grateful to have him back with us. Today's sponsor is brought to you by TB3 Hookah. Hey, Liam, have you smoked hookah since having him as our sponsor?
No, I haven't.
No? Okay,
But
so then this is the guy. So this is the
he's
guy
the
to go
guy
to.
then.
So he's gonna get your whole setup. So you get your hookahs, you get your flavor, your coals, everything you need to do. You get the whole kit from him, from our guy at TB3 Hookah. Jersey's #1 online hookah retailer and caterer with the vast variety of flavors, coals, hookahs, and so much more. They make a priority to satisfy all of your hookah essentials. Enjoy TB3 Hookah at Exit 8 in East Windsor, New Jersey, and Big Shots in Woodbridge, New Jersey. So now they're catering. So if any parties are out there, any of those locations out there that want to have hookah catering at your events, hit these guys up. So use the discount TRUST to save on your next TB3 hookah order. So that's code TRUST to save on your next TB3 hookah order. And you can go to TB3 Hookah to see what they have at www.tb3hookah.com today. That's www.tb3hookah.com today. So all your essentials are right there for you and any catering needs. I know everyone's throwing parties. Summertime barbecue's coming up. If you're a venue, hit these guys up. They're a great service and well deserving of that opportunity.
That's a game changer, man.
Yes,
Catering?
sir. Catering as well. Yeah.
That's
They
tough.
pull up on you with all
That's
the
tough.
materials and they know how to make a good bowl of hookah. And I'm one to say that if the bowl is trash, I will not smoke anymore or I'll go make my own. So they know how to make the best hookah. But thank you guys for sponsoring Trust of the Week. Gotta do our Trust of the Week. Do you want to
Yes,
go
sir.
first or would you like me to go first, brother?
You know what? You can lead it off.
Okay, so my Trust of the Week is a little bit different this week. I'm not
Okay.
talking about something in particular. It's kind of something that goes on in the heat of the moment. And my trust of the week goes out to somebody in your circle or your significant other to hit you with the worst possible help. And you know, no matter what, you could trust and believe that someone is going to pull this out their ass with either saying, well, I told you so, or why didn't you do this? And
Mm.
in the moment, it's no fucking shit. If I can go back in time, I would fucking do it. But that comment adds nothing to it. But you can always trust whether it be your mom, your dad, your girlfriend to just be like, I forget what it was. It was last week when it happened. I think I was looking for something and I spilled some water. So they go, why didn't you do this? Well, obviously, I wouldn't have done this if I could have avoided the situation. So
Mm.
no matter what, I feel like in any time that you run into a situation where there's always gonna be that one person that adds salt to the wound that just says the dumbest shit possible that could set you over the edge. You know, like you could probably be chilling out, but if they say that, it just sets you off for another 20 to 30 minutes because it's like, why that it just didn't need to be added to the conversation or the
Not at all.
space for no reason because it adds no benefit to it. You know how like you'll be looking for something like when you were younger and your mom goes like, well, it has to be somewhere. Like, no fucking shit, it has to be somewhere. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, just it's just those comments that just aren't needed. So my trust of the week goes to the comments that just get added to the conversation that just fuel the flames for a little bit longer.
I hear you, bro. Look, hindsight is always 2020. Like we
Yeah.
understand that, and it's funny because I'm in sales, and every Friday the team will get together and we each pick a call like film review, and we'll go through a call, and there are things that you do wrong or that you can do better, and listening back to it, you even know like okay, there I should have said this or asked this question or whatever the case may be, and
Yeah.
that's what always makes me think of it. It's like, well, of course, hindsight's always it's easy to say, well, I told you so, or well, you should have done this.
Yeah.
Um, God, that's true, and it does get you pretty fucking pissed.
Sets you the fuck off, bro. Like it
Uh,
sets you off.
it sets you off. I gotta give that. I'm giving it. Listen, it's a good one, but I gotta give it like a 7, 8, only because it's getting me pissed thinking
Yeah.
about it. So now, like, because of that,
I
it goes
respect.
down. It
I
goes
respect.
down a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Or you could say in the sports realm where your coach is like, "Well, Malik, why didn't you do this?" Be
Right.
like, "Motherfucker, like, if, like, duh, like, fuck, I
Yeah.
just didn't
Yeah.
do it. I didn't get the job done. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Move on."
Monday morning quarterback, right?
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead,
But
brother.
I love it, man. Listen, my trust of the week. I know we're both into fitness, both going to the gym, grinding it out, trying to better ourselves. So my trust is the Murph workout. Malik, have you ever heard of this?
Yeah, like the certain amount of pull-ups, push-ups, running, and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I think he was a Navy SEAL or
yeah.
Marine, and he came up with this workout. It's run 2 miles, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats. Little backstory: when COVID happened and all the gyms closed down,
Yeah.
me and my buddies, the twins,
Yeah.
we would get together and do those Murph workouts. It was easy to run to a park. We knew we were both healthy during those crazy times,
Mhm.
and we would grind it out. And honestly, doing them for a few months, like I've never been in better shape
Yeah.
in my life. And even like mentally doing them, I just completely shut it off. You grinded that out, and then I just felt like so refreshed at the end.
Yeah.
So this Saturday, I'm going to be running one of those Tough Mudder runs. And
Oh yeah.
hand up, I go to the gym to lift. I don't do cardio. I fucking hate it.
Holy shit.
So I've been forcing myself to do these Murph workouts now for a few weeks, and they've been kicking my ass. But
Mhm.
like I said, man, I think even after I do this Tough Mudder, I'll probably run out the rest of May by doing this because I just
Yeah.
feel like even the one yesterday, I think was like my seventh one in the last week and a half,
Mhm.
and you just feel so much better.
Yeah.
So I'm trusting in those Murph workouts, man. They kick your fucking ass, but I love it.
Now, this is hard for me because you're up against two aspects in my life. I'm a big I'm really more of a power lifter guy. I believe in the power lift. I add in the cardio so I don't get too fat while doing this workout. So I understand. I'll give that an 8.3 because I understand that workout. I tried it once, but again, the pull-ups, you're not getting me to do 100 sets of 4 or 5 pull-ups in a
Right,
row. Like that's
right.
where it's like I'll just die out at. But the gym, man, I gotta rate that high because no matter what in the gym, like the calisthenic workouts is something I always respect and have begun to like throw into your workout because the calisthenic workout is what's going to keep you alive longer. Like no matter what, if you're doing those workouts, like it's funny, it might sound stupid, but when you look at I used to have an old Chinese neighbor and every morning she was up, the grandma, and she was just doing calisthenics outside, like do
Oh yeah.
yoga poses, the stretches, and I mean she was out there to break it dawn. So like those things are effective, but I can't put the weights down. I'm sorry.
No, no, and that's what's tough too. That's what's
Yeah.
tough too. And I'll try to like break it up a little bit. Like I've done these in the past of like maybe 2 or 3 week spans where I do it. And honestly, like it's even a nice reset because sometimes those routines in the gym can get a little stale. So I feel like
Yeah,
it's a good reset.
that
But
is true.
I just fucking hate running, man. I hate it. So that's why I'm excited for this Tough Mudder. It's a
Yeah,
little bit of running, but more so those obstacles. So I
yeah.
have to let you know how
Are
that
you
goes.
with a group? I've always wanted to do a Tough Mudder. Are you with a group?
So, funny enough, I got the twins to sign up for it, so I think we'll be doing it together. And then my girl works with probably 5 to 10 people within like the Philly area. They're like
Mhm.
mostly remote though, and they're doing it as like a team, like a team building kind of thing. So she'll be doing
Okay.
it as well with them. I don't know if we're exactly at the same time, but like we'll all be there together, so it'll be cool.
Yeah. Damn, you should have told me. I would have done that shit. I love that stuff. Damn, that's dope. I definitely gotta look into it. We got me and Liam been saying we gotta get in the gym, but it's a lot of people that are scared to get in the gym with me. So I respect it.
Look, we've named 3 locations, yours, mine, or we can do your that influencer gym, that fusion gym.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're coming up with one in South Philly, so maybe we got to go to like the opening of
Oh,
that.
sounds good to me. Hey, well, speaking of South Philly,
Yeah.
we can also get right into it. Your Sixers.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if I want to go on a rant or I'm gonna let you speak your piece because you've been going through heartbreak after heartbreak while being on this podcast.
Yeah, and that's the strange thing, Malik, is this didn't even feel like heartbreak. It really
Yeah.
didn't. I know we were texting with Vaughn. I lost my paycheck or pay fucking lost my bank account to him because I gave him the
Yeah.
blank check. After that game 6, I really was confident. I truly was, and the reason is the Sixers are like that significant other that just keeps cheating on you, but then you take them back and you like try to tell your friends like, no, no, like this time's different. She was drunk or it was an accident, and you keep falling for it. And I did again. I was like, you know what? No, this is the year. Embiid's the MVP, and James Harden looks good, and it's just I fall flat on my face every single year, and it's easy. It was a lot easier for me because I kind of looked at this. First of all, the game was over in the third quarter, so I was able to kind of digest that before that officially ended. But I looked at that court, and the two best players on the Sixers didn't give a fuck from the beginning of the game to now. So it's almost like, why should I?
Yeah.
And you talk about the heartbreak, the Eagles Super Bowl loss. Like that team was fun. Like Jalen Hurts balled out. That dude like gave everything he had to try to win that game. You felt for him. You felt for that team. Same thing with the Phillies. It was this magical ride that these dudes were like pouring everything out in them. Fell a little short. That was depressing. Like it was tough. This this is another year where you lose in the second round. Your top two players did not want to be anywhere near Boston. They didn't want to be anywhere there. They definitely had trips planned for today that they just didn't want to get to. So it's like, why should I really give a fuck
Yeah.
with them? There's an old saying: if somebody shows you who they are the first time, believe them.
Mhm.
This is who James Harden is. He's an elite talent, but he shrinks in the big games. And now I fear that this is what Joel Embiid is. Now 0-3 in Game Sevens. Never been to that. He's the only MVP in league history to have never made a conference final. So, like I said earlier too, the news of Doc Rivers going, I never wanted him here. I knew they were never going to win anything with him, so that made me feel even a little bit better. But to watch those two guys give some of the worst effort I've seen professionals ever put out, I can't be too upset because they clearly didn't care, so why should I?
Why should you? Hey, this is okay. So this is my thing. This is I'm gonna have a gripe with Philly. My gripe is always with Philly, right? I compare. I've begun to think. Do I compare all Philly, to the Dallas Cowboys? Is Philly just that town that there's hype around them, that we set them up, that they're exciting to watch during the year, but then when it comes to a big time game, they lose it. You could say the Cowboys never even reached that big time game. They're hyped up all year. They're touted. We expect them. They show you those glimmers of holy fuck, is this the possible year? You never heard it come from my lips, but you hear it come from those dumbass Cowboys fans who will say, this is the year, we look great, we look great, we look great, and then they let you down.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this is what we have come to with Philly sports, that there's so much hype surrounding the year. Like, it's the fucking Phillies, it's the fucking Sixers, it's the Eagles. We have this is our year. Let's be honest. How long is Philly going to keep talking this noise and not get the job done? How long are we going to keep making up excuses that, oh, fuck that, I knew this wasn't going to happen, or we were the underdogs, or it was the field, or now it was the Phillies. We were never destined to be in that big time game. We were just happy to be there. The Sixers let you down every year. Fuck the coach, get him out of here. It's like, how many toss-ups in the air can we get to just calm Philly the fuck down and be like, respect the positions you're in, enjoy the ride, and just, if you shut the fuck up, maybe something great could come about this. Maybe something great can come about being a true fan. And I don't mean a fan. I know, Liam, you are. I don't mean a fan that shows up when it's the Eagles' time for beating the Super Bowl.
Oh,
not
yeah.
the Phillies, not all those Phillies fans who came out of fucking the wazoo where the normal fans couldn't get tickets to the World Series.
Yeah.
I don't mean those fans. I don't mean going to the stadium and being able to scream MVP for Embiid and then he dogs you guys out. I mean the true fans. Like, Philly, step up and be real fans and recognize the sport you guys are in, because honestly, Liam, it's not you. It's those other fans that bring it down for you to where people say, fuck Philly. This is what Philly gets, and we don't want it for you. Yeah. And that's just I really think that the town of Philly has turned into we tout to be great, but we can never get the job done, and we're cool for the turn up every other year, and that's what we're okay with.
Yep. And that's what I think we even talked about. I guess it was the Super Bowl. What? Yeah, I guess it was the Super Bowl.
No, it was the Phillies.
Like, when they showed on the news, it might have been the Phil, either one.
Yeah.
When they showed on the news that like fucking people were still on Broad Street, like ready to go. It was like halftime of the Eagles game, and I'm like, this is why people hate this city so much. This is why people hate those fans that you said, because I mean, just go on your social media alone. Like, go on Instagram. How many stories I saw of Eagles, Sixers during this playoff run, or Phillies that I never had.
Guess what now? It's no fans that are like, this fucking sucks. Fuck that Rivers, is on to the next team, on to the Phillies now. It just washes over them. That's what makes me angry, bro. It's like, there are some people who I definitely called out with the Eagles. Like, I didn't see you post all fucking year. What is this go fucking bird shit? Like, you guys just on a coattails of, I'm from Philly, I'm in the area. Like, exactly. I don't want to hear this debate. It's like, I truly say that, like, Philly wants to be touted as Boston, right? Philly has the potential to be like a New York or Boston, but they can't get the fucking job done. Like, what do you think it is that, like, in all these sports, we're like, these are good teams. Like, let's be real. Like, these are great teams in all three categories of sports. Flyers, I don't know. I just know that they've sucked.
We're not a hockey podcast.
Okay. Yeah, like, I've heard like they sucked, but like, what is it that like we just can't get it to the point where this fan base is bought in to following his teams and being able to fucking bring a championship back in one of these sports?
Yeah, and I think it's tough because like I agree with you because that's what you see on social media, but like the people that I talk to, like friends and family
Yeah.
that like the main reason that we're upset about the Sixers loss was because it's another year that we have to be reminded that this process was a failure, right? Because all those other Sixers fans that are going to say like, "Fuck it, like Bryce is back, let's go party," or Jalen Hurts, go
Yeah,
Birds. Like, no, no, no. You weren't there. You weren't buying fucking nosebleed seats for $2
yeah,
to
yeah.
watch the process Sixers. Like, you weren't there when like name me a Phillies player 6 years ago. Name me three, and
Yeah.
I'll give this to you. I'll give you this ride. Like, you can't do it. So it's tough because on social media you do see a lot of these idiots that are posting these stories and it is frustrating as shit. But there are Philly fans out there that are like the true diehards that make this city so fun and like what make
Yeah.
these celebrations so much larger because there are those fans that
Yeah.
do live and die by it and who will curse Embiid up and down, but at the same very token, like will back him up to the very end and like will curse out the Phillies but will be next to them when they're fucking losing 30 games in a row. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think that's another thing, too. You can look at the Eagles and the Phillies as being on an upwards trajectory. The Sixers,
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
they're on the down. Like
Yeah,
what else are you going to... Like, Harden's 33. Joe's 30. You just got rid of Doc. What now? Like, what now?
now is trust the process. But that's what's
Trust the process.
I texted you right away. I said, Liam, now you know how it feels to be a Cowboys fan. Like,
And you're honestly, and I'm telling you, somebody has our text. Because I saw on Twitter, like, the next day, who were the Sixers of the NFL, and I saw two main teams, the Bills and the Cowboys. But
yeah,
you're right, because the Sixers are considered the storied franchise because they were one of the first few NBA franchises
yeah,
who dominated in the 80s, who had Allen Iverson, who changed the NBA and made it to a finals essentially by himself.
hmm
But they haven't made it past the second round since
yeah,
2001.
yeah. That's what's funny to say. That's what's like. Okay, congratulations, you Eagles fans. You guys have the amazing ability to say like the Cowboys haven't been here in 20 years. But what about everyone else you guys root for? What about the fucking Phillies who just blew it? What about the Sixers who trust the process every fucking year? And it's crazy that you brought this up like last episode we did with the process has been
I
so
know.
long.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I can't believe like and then I was talking to a lot of other fans who were like, this is it. Like this is the
Yes.
process. This is the
Yes.
trust the process. Now it's something new. It's brand new, something fresh. We trust the process. It didn't work. Embiid isn't that guy. And to me, it was more embarrassing to see the Sixers go out the way they did after halftime. To see Tatum come down. And I mean, what did they go on? Like a 30 run versus 130 for I mean,
I think it was like the third quarter. I think was like
yeah.
35-10. The entire quarter, you scored 10 points in a game 7.
It was the I have it's like when you just see players tuck their tails in a game like that, like this is like you ever saw what is it, fucking Black Panther, like this is your king, like this is your MVP? Like
Yeah,
where was he? I didn't see
exactly.
him the whole fucking game. And mind you, I will tell you right now, I do not watch basketball. I can give two fucks about basketball. I watch it when it's a big time games. I know enough about basketball.
Yeah,
But when I'm looking for your MVP and I'm like, this is your guy, like and I said it a couple weeks ago when you, and Vaughn were in the group chat. I said, "Yo, y'all just pissed off Tatum." I know nothing about basketball, but I'm like, "You just pissed off Tatum." I forget what was said, but I'm like, Tatum's gonna fucking turn it up and go into his bag of tricks. And what did he do? Came out of halftime, made those adjustments. Embiid was silent, and the fact that you don't see him step up and make those plays and become that guy, he's the guy. He's the guy right now, right? He's the MVP.
MVP of the
Why
league.
can't
Yeah,
he take over a game? You're telling me he couldn't take over at all?
and
He
that's the
couldn't beat
thing.
the Celtics center. What was his name?
Yeah, Al Horford, who's like 38 years old,
Come
and
on,
that's the
son.
thing. Like I watch every Sixers game, and
Yeah.
I've seen this dude for years, not even just this year, literally be able. Nobody in the league can guard him. There's not one when he's on. There's not one person in the league that can guard him. I promise you that. Nobody. So it's like, what the fuck are you doing? And Jalen Rose said on the pregame show before Game 7, I've heard this before, and I love this kind of like thinking. Game 7 in the NBA playoffs is about your stars, and it's about your
Oh
players.
yeah.
The
Yeah, yeah.
series are about coaching adjustments, maybe
Yeah,
some
yeah.
role players who step up in Game 3 or Game 5, and Game 7s are where stars become legends.
Yeah.
And this series, that game 7 was about 4 dudes, 2 stars on each team.
Yeah.
You had Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, who combined for 76 points and said, we're not losing this game 7.
Yeah.
And you had Joel Embiid and James Harden combined for 26 and had trips to Cancun planned for this week. Clearly. Yeah. And they were so bad, and I know we'll touch on the Doc Rivers leaving. They were so bad that my first thought, hearing the Doc Rivers news, and I've seen it on social media too, of like people being like, maybe, they were so fucking bad and gave no effort that you could convince me they played like that to get rid of Doc.
Jesus Christ.
Because Harden said after the game, like they asked about that relationship, and he was like, oh, it's okay. The way they played, they were, and I doubt it, but you could convince me that they did it on purpose. They were that bad.
But the thing is with like, it's all on Doc, right? Doc has a history of like, where has he come from? And you see like, okay, and I was talking about this with my boy at the gym. Doc has a history of playing for these big teams. He has one chip, right? He has one chip with Boston.
Yeah, with the original big 3 when that like.
And I can argue that team pissed me off more than anything. But you take Doc Rivers out of that, they're getting a chip regardless.
Yes,
let's just be honest here. Like there was no coaching for them going on. That was fucking Doc. You're just a place. It's like coaching LeBron. You're just fucking there.
Yeah.
He then goes to Lob City, and you can't win one at Lob City.
No.
You then leave.
Couldn't even get there.
With Lob City, like Lob City is one of the greatest teams. Matt Barnes, you have fucking Blake Griffin, you have DeAndre Jordan, Chris Paul. Yeah. Like that's 4 fucking possible. That's 4 Hall of Famers if you want to be honest with it. Like that could easy and couldn't get that. Then he comes to Philly and just doesn't.
Even before that, he was at Lob City and had Kawhi and Paul George.
Yeah,
2 Hall of Famers.
Yeah,
a former champion. Like couldn't get it done. And then he comes to Philly, and we have 3 years of just losing the second round. And like that's the things I'm seeing now. Is
put it on Doc?
He was a scapegoat. This series, no. But you needed to make that change. I never wanted him here. I think I told you and Vaughn the stat. He's 17-33 in games that his team can clinch the series. He's just not. He has the most blown 3-1 leads ever. He has the most Game 7 losses ever. So, no, maybe this loss wasn't all on him. Mm-hmm. But again, we just said it. If someone shows you who they are, believe them. And how many times can you really defend Doc when this has been his career? When, like you just said, his one chip came from a super team. Came from really like the first super team.
My gripe with that team is I hate that every fucking other year that team has another Doc series or a special or they're doing something else like and they talk about how they hate Ray Allen. It's like you won 1 and you lost to LeBron. How good are you? You lost 2. Y'all 3 lost to LeBron or 4 of you guys.
Yep.
Lost to LeBron. So, like, I hate that they always are on the forefront of we're the fucking greatest team of all time, but we only won 1. Like, I'm so tired of seeing that. That's just my gripe with Boston. Did you see your boy Dave on the series?
No.
Jason Tatum hit a fucking mean 3. Dave Portnoy in the camera putting up the 3 on live television. I was like, this is amazing, bro. This is just the most Boston shit in the world. But before we move on to some other bullshit, who do you think is better, Tatum or Brown? And who do you think they would basically build a team with? Who's your best bet to say we build this team with?
So it's interesting that you say that because I think Boston's going to have to make that choice. Yeah. And I think they're going to choose Tatum. And I'll probably get ripped for this, especially after the Game 7. But that entire series, take away, and it's easy to say take away Game 7. Or maybe stupid to say, but take away that Game 7, that entire series, give me Jaylen Brown.
Everybody agrees. People agree with you on that. Like Tatum,
I think he's a better two-way player, and I think that Tatum is too streaky for me. Now, look, when he catches fire, you just saw he's one of the best scorers in the league.
Wait, what's that? What does that mean, streaky?
He'll have games where it was Game 5, I think he went like 1 for 13.
Oh, shit.
And then Game 7 catches fire, which is great.
Yeah.
But you looked at Jaylen Brown, the consistency that he had, and honestly, the reason his numbers weren't better was just because the way that Boston works. Like, they just have so many dudes that can attack you, and at the end of the day, they're going to get the ball into Tatum's hands anyway. I hope that Jaylen Brown leaves Boston, but I think he will, and he's going to go. He'll lead a team, and that's
who I think he will lead a team.
I think he can.
Yeah,
I think he can.
I feel like he definitely is that that combination there is so shift. Like I like that combination because, like you said, when it comes to big time plays and big time games, big time players make big time plays, and
Yeah.
like that's what it's about in my eyes. And hey, that young Kobe came out of him, bro. Like that
Yeah.
mama mentality came out of Tatum. Now, here's on the flip side, quick before we move on, is now where do you see the Sixers going? Do you see saying, fuck, we gotta use as much as we can and get rid of Embiid to start building around Maxey, or we keep Embiid and keep Maxey and let's rebuild? Or is it too early?
I truthfully can see both sides of it. I don't think the Sixers will be the one to look out to trade Embiid, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was the one that forced his way out.
Okay.
With the firing of Doc Rivers, how it stands right now is I think they're going to try to run this thing back. You have to get rid of Tobias Harris. It's the worst contract in the NBA. But I really think that they might look at this thing and say, yo, we got one more shot. Like, we have 2 more years. Let's go bring in a coach who these guys want. It's going to be Harden, Embiid, Maxey. Get rid of Tobias. Get a couple more role players on this team, and let's go do it. I don't know if that's the right way to go, but it's like, fuck, man, at this point, why not? Because you're right. I think the only other way is to blow it up. Let Harden walk, trade Embiid, build around Maxey, and be subpar again for a couple of years if you want to do that after all this. But I think they're going to try to give it one more shot.
In my eyes, I always believe in the rebuild. Like, I'd rather you gut everything, and while your players are at the peak of I can get something for them, let's get rid of them. Because let's say in another year Embiid gets hurt again, or he leads to another finals and he can't get the job done. His stock goes down. Right now, his stock is at the brink of fuck.
Exactly.
It's at that point now. Harder you can get some money for, some picks, whatever it may be. So if I were me, I would utilize that aspect as much as I can in my favor to go get some picks, money, rebuild around and it's crazy. J.R. Smith was on $1 million worth of game.
I saw that.
One of the things he said was, yo, Maxey, yo, he's that guy, man. Like he's a guy, he's a dog, bro. And I was like, damn, I didn't expect that. I mean, he's from Jersey, they work out together, like, you know what I mean? He's from the area. And I was like, damn, I didn't expect him to say that name. Like, I don't watch basketball enough to know Maxey's that guy.
Yeah, and it's weirdly enough, there's a lot of Maxey haters that are Sixers fans, I've noticed. And yeah, I'm a huge Maxey guy. Name my dog after him.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But there's also like this little rumor that if the Sixers don't retain Harden, that they're going to make that big push for Dame. So more and more firing Doc, hearing that rumor, somebody put that out there. Maybe it was Dame. I don't know. But
Dame said he commented on Embiid with something stuff. But he doesn't sound like he's interested in Philly the way that from what he said. It's like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah. But to me, it sounds like they're not going to blow it up, is what I'm going to say. They're not going to blow it up, at least not right now. Whether I think they should or not.
Hey, man. Speaking of blowing it up, we got your boy John Morant. Maybe the dumbest player in sports history. He has to be. In sports history, he has to be the dumbest player of all time.
Okay.
I want to hear what your thoughts are. I'm hearing people come from both sides with it, but I want to see what you have to say. Oh, your dog's pissed.
So there is Maxey now. See, he heard his name. He's like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Oh,
yeah. My thoughts on Ja, man, just I don't know anymore. Like, I don't know what he's
saying is the play here.
Who am I saying is the what?
Some people are saying that it's his circle. Like, they're like, it's his circle. Yeah. It's all that stuff. I don't buy into that shit no more. Like, I don't buy into it's his circle. It's like that. If you see, his boy goes like this. Like, people do that shit all the time.
Yes.
Soon as Ja pulls out his fucking gun, his boy's like, oh shit, what the fuck?
Exactly.
Like, turns his phone. Like, that's what I said in the group chat. I was like, John must be a cokehead. Like, he got to be on coke all the time. Like, it makes no sense. And it's like, he's suspended from what? Like, I just hate that. Like, what are you suspending him? Like, you can't suspend him. Like, he just is a dumb fuck that's going to make decisions, bad moves all the time. It's just, do you want to put up this, Memphis? That's it.
Yeah.
You can't what are you suspending him for? He didn't do nothing wrong. I mean, he probably is breaking whatever they came to conclusion. Like, if you do this again, like something happens, the NBA's not going to do nothing.
No, I'm with you. And that was the argument the first time, right? Is, man, like, he's got to get away from the circle that he's carrying himself with. Like he just has to. And you're right. Like this was an Instagram live with 110 people on it.
Yeah.
From like one of his boys. And yeah, he like turns the camera back to him, and then turns it back to Ja and hides it real quick because he's like, "Did you just fucking whip your gun out? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Who were you trying to impress? The 100 people that are watching this Instagram live? Like, what? Like, at this point, what are you trying to prove?" And you're right. They probably will suspend him because they definitely were like, "Yo, man, like,
agreement.
Just don't do it."
Yeah.
Or like, if that's what you want to do, just don't flaunt it on social media. Like, it's as simple as that. So the fact that you're this, I think the bigger issue at hand is he just that fucking stupid? And do you want to build your franchise around somebody who is clearly, at this point, just an idiot?
He's a cokehead, bro. Fucking, it just doesn't make sense to me. I love all the memes of like Wick.
I know.
I love Instagram and Twitter so much, but it's like when you look at like, okay, let's just say money wise, let's just say like Liam, what's your like, okay, when I get to this much, if I had this much money, it would be fuck you money. Like I would just be a dickhead. What's that for you?
That's a good question.
No matter what the number is, let's just say Ja had the number in his head. Let's just say Ja has the number in his head. Let's say he doesn't even have the number in his head, but he has that money.
Right.
When he has that money, it's fuck you. Like he's not looking at, okay, he's looking at basketball. No, he's like, why are people so angry? Because no matter what, I'm making my money off of basketball. Real. But you dumb fuck, you just missed out on 20 M's from endorsements. You're the biggest Nike endorsement right now.
Yeah.
You're missing out on M's from other places that this shit will sustain you for a lifetime. I mean, for a prime example, you look at Allen Iverson. He made a move when he when he turns 55, he gets, I don't know, I forget how much millions from Reebok.
Yeah.
He designed his contract to get millions from when Reebok was one of the Reebok's probably gonna go fucking under because they had to pay him his money later on. Like, these are things that are ways to make you endless amounts of monies from when you when you retire. When you're done with ball, this is the money that's going to sustain you. This is the money that Marshall Lynch even speaks about. He's like, yo, count your chicken.
Yeah.
I spent none of my NFL money. All I spent was my endorsement money. Well, guess what? Your endorsements are gone now. Now what do? Now is when you're like, fuck, I have to go now, ball out as much as I can to get the number one contract because I have nowhere else other resources of money coming in right now.
Yeah.
And that's just like, well, you can't be this fucking dumb, bro. Like you can't. There's no way. There's no way he just is like so wrapped up in the Instagram world of like he's listening to NBA YoungBoy. The album just dropped. I'm showing my gun. I'm flashing my gun. Apparently, there's like, have you ever heard the story of him fighting like some 17-year-old kid at his crib?
Yeah,
I didn't hear about that.
That was recent too.
I never heard about that. Apparently, for those that don't know, like he was playing basketball. A 17-year-old kid was over his house playing ball. They're talking shit back and forth. He went in his house, go get his gun, comes out, they argue more, and then he flashes him his gun like, yo, watch what you say to me. Like, I
want to say that happened within the last, 4 months or so.
I didn't, so you see, his team wrapped that bitch up because I didn't hear nothing about that. Like, it just, I don't get it, man. We always say, like, I don't understand how these people fuck up millions. Like, I'm not in a position to where I would fuck up millions. But I can tell you right now, it's easier to fuck up the little 100,000 we make in our jobs than it is to fuck up millions. Let's be honest. When you have millions, you have a long leash than when you have fucking nothing. Like, if I make one mistake at work, I'm easy to be replaceable. It's harder to replace John Morant than it is to replace Malik Howard at RCBC.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's be honest here. Like, come on, bro. Like, I just don't. I can't subscribe to the he's young. He's what the fuck?
No. And now, like, it goes back to. Like this literally just happened like 2 months ago. This wasn't like 5 years ago and now it's resurfacing. This has all happened within this year. So Memphis, like, what happened during that meeting when you suspended him for those 8 games? What was talked about?
Nothing.
What did he say? What did you say? Because now I wouldn't be surprised if they suspend him for the year.
Yeah, I mean the NBA can't. I mean, like no matter what, it's society holding Memphis accountable, and that's what's going to put the brakes on Memphis to be like, fuck, we have to do something bigger now. Now we have to suspend you for half the fucking season when we don't give a fuck, but we have to because of society. But I don't subscribe to the it's his friends and stuff like that around him because that was him. Like, now you could say, all right, when you're around me, don't record shit, don't be on Instagram Live. But it's like, bro, like, if like I've been around some people that I'm like, I don't want to ever put them in a position that will fuck their shit up if I do something. So I'm gonna watch what I do. But again, they're listening to a song in a car, and he decided to pull out a gun.
Yeah.
He decided, like, your friend had more of a wherewithal to turn the phone quick because he saw your gun than you had to not pull out the gun. And you're worth millions. He's not. Like, come the fuck on.
Exactly. And again, like we said, the first time that this happened and we talked about it, that was the conversation. It was, man, he's dumb, but he's with the wrong crowd, man. Like, you got to help him out. You got to get him out. This situation, like, this is just, it's inexcusable.
It shows you he's at least a better person to be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, fuck is wrong with you, son? I'm on Instagram
if his crowd was that bad, that dude wouldn't give a fuck.
He would be like, yo, tote it up in the air more, bro.
Exactly.
Like, give me one. Let's both be like, no. And his boy was like, damn, son, what the fuck? And I'm sure his boy feels like shit, like, bro, what the fuck? Like, you just lost millions for 100 followers that were on my live.
Yeah, exactly. 100 fucking people.
For 100 people on Instagram live. Let's put that into perspective.
Yeah.
Biggest cokehead in the world. He gotta be. That's the only way. I hope it comes out that he's a cokehead or he's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
I think he's an alcoholic. Like, that would be like, all right, it fucking makes sense. He's always lit.
Yeah, at least it would give us some direction on why he's doing what he's doing.
I'd rather know that he's not sober doing this. That's all. That's it for me.
It's fucking crazy.
I can't wait to see how this plays out. I can't fucking wait. Oh, shit. Where do you want to go to next? NFL schedule?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I want to hear your perspective on the NFL's schedule. I have my win and loss categories. Do you have your wins and losses
for what
Eagles.
team? I got the Eagles. Yeah.
Who else? You want the Cowboys, bro?
No. The NFL schedule. So the Eagles, it's tough. There's a very tough stretch. I think it's weeks 11 to 14 or 15, right after the bye. So I think you have Dallas at home, then the bye, and then at the Chiefs, home against the Bills, home against the Niners, at Dallas, at Seattle. If you want to, that's somewhat tough, I guess. I will say the Eagles going into the bye, and this is not just, I don't think I'm delusional in saying this. You can let me know. At worst, 8-1. I mean, I'm looking Patriots, Vikings, Bucks, 3 wins. Washington at the Rams might be tough. We don't know what they're going to be. At the Jets.
I'm not giving the Rams. Oh no, you said the Rams. I'm sorry.
The Rams, yeah. The Rams, who knows? Maybe they're a little better, but I still wouldn't doubt a win. At the Jets, fucking, it's Rodgers, but we've, knock on wood, never had a problem with Rodgers. The Dolphins will be tough coming into Philly, but I'd still give the Eagles the edge. And then Washington again. I think Washington's one of those teams that might be tanking this year. So going into the bye, you might be 8-1 already, and then from there, split against Dallas. I think they'll split the Chiefs Bills back-to-back weeks. I don't know who they'll beat, but they'll split that. I think they're going to crush the Niners again. Because, yet again, the Niners are coming out with fucking bullshit left and right. Debo can't shut his mouth. Now even the coach is saying, oh, I'm glad that we're playing him later in the year so we can have our stuff figured out. Okay, bring Brock Purdy back, please. I beg of you. And then that Cowboys, let's just call that the loss. And then Seattle, there's always that one game that the Eagles kind of like fuck up. I can see the Seattle game being the one. So let's call it 1, 2, 3 to 4 losses this year.
Yeah.
I really can't see any more. And we talk about it. It is a tough schedule, especially in comparison to last year. I don't want to hear it. If you want to be the best, fucking prove it now. Like this is where you either prove people right that hey, maybe you did just beat up on some bad teams, or you shut people up by going to Kansas City and beating them on Monday night, playing a tough game against the Bills, beating the Niners, beating the Cowboys. Like that's where if you want to be the best, you got to beat them, right?
Now this is the time. If there was ever a time of like, okay, this schedule shouldn't be an excuse, then this is the time. Like this will show if Jalen Hurts is really that guy. And I'm lying. Jalen Hurts is that guy. This will show if the Eagles are really that team. If they really can play up on all ends.
If they want to be, because again, it's greater than making the Super Bowl last year or even winning one this year. Like this team is built for the next 5 years to try to become a special, like, I don't want to say the D word, but become that elongated success that every team craves. So you're right. If they go out this year and, lose 6-7 games and kind of just blow it, if everyone's healthy, then that's a problem.
Okay, I like that. I completely agree with you. I don't see it going any other way for you. I have the Cowboys at 13-4, modest 13-4. I don't have the order. We start off with the Giants. I have us split. Okay, I'm just gonna say our losses. I have us losing to San Francisco. We can never beat San Francisco. Fucking is. It is what it is. Split with the Eagles and split with the Giants, and then we lose to the Bills as well because the Bills always find a way to have our number as well.
What about those Jets? Your boy Rodgers always crushes Cowboys.
It's a different team. If we were playing Green Bay, if we were playing the Packers, that probably would have been an L for me. But the Jets are the Jets. I don't see the Jets making. I see them as the same team, honestly. Like I see them as the same team, just with A-Rod, who could probably make 1 or 2 more plays a game for them. That's it for me.
Yeah.
The only up for debate, but I'm going to stand tall on we win this game is the Chargers because fuck our offensive coordinator that has went to the
right.
What's his name from the Chargers? So
Kellen
Moore, that's his name. Yeah, that's the only one that I'm like, go ahead. You are the guy, right? Go ahead and do what you got to do and get a W. But to be honest with you, we have the lighter schedule. We have a light schedule this year. This is a great year that could be like, if the Eagles decide not to play up, this is a great year where we could come in, and if we edge, don't let the Giants get 2 on split with the Giants. This is a year where we could definitely beat the Giants both times, and this is a year where if we break one with the Eagles and then somehow the Eagles fall short against Washington or those division games are always tough. This is a great way to go number 1 and get a bye. This is a great year for us to possibly get that. Any tough ones? No. Washington, no. Panthers, Seattle, Miami, Lions, Jets, Cardinals, Patriots, Chargers, and Rams. Like, it's a light schedule.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? The first place schedule for the Eagles. As a division winner, like you're going to have the tougher schedule than everyone else in your division. So, again, I mean, like we said, and we've talked about it before, we talked about it with Vaughn, like, both these teams are top 5 in the league. Go fight. You got to prove it. Yeah. Like, there should be no such thing as a tough schedule when you think of yourself as one of these top teams. And like, do you want to play nobodies and go 15-1 or 16-1 every year? I guess. But fuck, man. Like, you know what really sucks about being a good team is the Eagles have 3 1:00 games. I think they have like 8 primetime games or something crazy like that. So the amount of mornings I'm going to be tired at work for watching this fucking shit is going to be annoying. But
welcome to being on the second place to America's team. That's when we always play. Now. You know how we get. We have a possibility too of going into the bye either on 2 ways. It's like this is going to be our season right here. The Giants, Jets, Arizona, New England, San Fran, and then the Chargers. So we have a possibility of going through with just 1 loss, or saying we lose to the Jets, we lose to San Francisco, we lose to the Chargers, and somehow we lose to the Giants. So we have a way of either our season going like this or our season's like this from the get. And that's going to show what type of year we're going to have from the beginning. So we shall see. It's exciting, man. Exciting to see the schedules come out.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. I think I'm pumped. It's funny that I think the Patriots are doing like a Tom Brady ceremony week 1 against the Eagles. I said, bring back Nick Foles. Have him on the sideline. Don't even play him. Don't even dress him. Just like bring him back for that.
It's in New England, though, right?
It's what? It's in New England. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bring him back. Fuck Boston. Remind them that a backup quarterback beat their GOAT in the Super Bowl.
You sign up for a 1-day contract, just
exactly
like the NBA does. Sticking on football, number 1 prospect Dylan, whatever the fuck his last name is, commits to Georgia. Originally committed to Ohio State in May of 2022.
Rayola, I think.
How you say? I don't give a fuck because he's not an Ohio State Buckeye, so I don't care.
Yeah, he went to a better program. Went to the winners.
So you really believe this? You believe he went to a better program?
I think right now Georgia's the standard. Absolutely. How can we not say that?
So, I mean, if you want to say that, go ahead. I don't believe that Georgia is. If it's like saying, okay, so then Georgia has replaced Alabama as all recruits must go to Georgia to be part of that class nowadays to be a part of a program.
I think if you look at the past few years and where we're at right now,
Yeah.
and not the last decade, not the last 20 years, whatever. I think right now, whenever you win back-to-back chips, you're the standard.
Also, now it's okay for our recruits to just ring chase.
I think, yeah.
But when Bama does it, Bama always got shit for these players are only ring chasing.
I never shit on Bama. I completely agree with it. You got to do what's best for you. Listen, I hated that, and you're right because this is what people do.
Yeah.
With Bama, Ohio State, Georgia's going to be hated soon, just like Alabama, just like Ohio State. When KD was ring chasing with Golden State, like anyone in their career or their school choice is going to pick what sets them up for professional success.
Yeah.
Right? So for all those people that say, oh, they're ring chasing or, oh, he only went to Georgia because, like you just said, they won 2 in a row. Like, is he taking the easy way out? No. They clearly have the best coaches. He's going to be playing with the best players. He's going to be playing in the SEC, which people look at as NFL defenses across the board. 1,000% go for the standard.
I don't think that it's something that is worth it to go to Georgia. Like at the quarterback position. I mean, when we look at that quarterback position, the last good quarterback to come out of Georgia was Matthew Stafford.
Stetson Bennett.
Come the fuck on, bro. Like, this is what I'm saying. You have Ryan Day, who has coached quarterbacks like CJ Stroud, JT Bennett, or Barrett.
Yeah, but he was trash in the NFL. Like, you can make that argument.
Braden Haskins, Justin Fields. These are five. But no matter what, going to NFL is on you. Going to NFL is on that quarterback. But when we talk about top quarterbacks that at least played top ball in college, that's 5 quarterbacks, 2 within the last couple of years who have been top draft picks and always in the Heisman debate. But you choose to go to Georgia, who hasn't had a guy in
That's true.
How long? Hasn't had a guy, and when you want to ring chase now, let's see what happens. Let's see if you like Kirby that much. Like, I don't know. If I was a prospect, I'm not choosing. Who would you rather play for, Day or Kirby?
That's true. As a quarterback, and you're right, because you saw, is it back-to-back years, Justin Fields and CJ Stroud?
That's what I'm going for. I'm going for my position coach.
Justin Fields went from Georgia to Ohio State.
That's what I was going to say. That's hilarious. Yeah. But again, this is my thing. I'm sure I hate that. I hate how easy the portal is nowadays. I think if you commit, you should still be counted as a transferred, like a transfer in the transfer portal, and had to be deemed ineligible for NIL deals within that first year. Like that's how it should be across the boards for all those who transfer. There has to be a repercussion for wanting to transfer. For, in all honesty, chase the bag, because he pretty much was taking a shot at Ohio State, saying I like the culture and everything there. What are you saying?
Chase your fucking bag.
Cat says chase your bag. Fuck Cat.
Yeah.
But no, but the thing is, if I chase my bag, I should not be able to chase my bag and say, you know what, this year I decided to go to Alabama for a bigger bag. Oh wait, now Michigan has more money for me. Let me go to Michigan so I can go get more money from Michigan. Nah, it says no matter what, you look out for you. That's what's wrong with the league.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. You look out for you and what's best for you.
It's college, Cat.
Yeah, but you got guys. I mean, you got guys making more than professionals now.
Yeah, I mean I just don't. And to me, it's the most bitch shit because, like, I don't know. Your word is your word. Like, if you went and made the decision to say I'm going to Ohio. You do the whole bullshit. Which hat do you pick? I choose to go to Ohio State. There's a reason you're going there. If you're second guessing, don't make the decision yet.
Let me ask you this, and be honest. Be completely honest. If the roles were reversed and he committed to Georgia, and then
of course I'm lit. Of course I'm lit, bro.
You would not be playing the same. You would not be playing the same game.
Of course, but no what? But no. But no matter what, I still believe in. There should be repercussions for dogging. I mean, that happens all the time, right? But there should be some repercussions. You can't get paid NIL deal for transferring. You should not be able to get paid your first year through NIL deals because I just opened up the big count to you. A big donor just said, you know what, Malik, I'm going to give you $5 million. Come to Ohio State. But George is like, fuck, we don't have the bag to match that because That's what you're getting nowadays. No, that's what you're no, not the donors. Nowadays, you're getting those people to be like, "Yo, Ohio State's offered me $5 million. What can you do?" Well, we can't do that. Sorry, bro, I'm out.
Yeah.
No, I'm banking on this is my NIL deals I'm getting. I'm not putting value in, I'm chasing the bag. I put value on where I'm gonna be at. Is this the best position for me? The NIL deal and money is just an added addition. Babe, you're not on mic, so they're probably not even hearing you. I'm debating you right fucking now. I'm trying not to debate you. You keep going. But I don't know. I don't believe in and again, this is probably we're gonna have to bring on Calvin for one of these episodes because Calvin declared to go to South Carolina, backed out, and then went to NC State. So that's up for debate of like why these guys decided to go someplace and then did a couple. And again, it could be there's many reasons. Coaches changing. You see other position guys jumping in to come on board as well. You're like, fuck, I'm not gonna have a real shot to start. There may be like a sophomore there that's going to be playing for longer, and I'm not going to get that opportunity right away as if I go to somewhere else. Right. They just offer me. So I understand that, but I don't know. I just think the repercussions. I just don't like that shit, bro. I don't like that on the and it doesn't matter that your number one quarterback shit doesn't fucking matter. Go play. Like, let's go see it happen.
Yeah, like I said, bro. I understand what you're saying, but it sounds more so of an Ohio State fan who just lost the number one recruit.
Yeah, 100%, bitch. You're 100% correct. It's like, what the fuck could we do to keep him, Ryan Day? Like, again, and this is my biggest fear, right? My biggest fear is now the structure of Ohio State. We're starting to lose that. We're starting to lose that team. This is what happens when you lose 2 years in a row to Michigan. This is what happens when you can't get to win that big game because Georgia couldn't. We could have beat Georgia. If we beat Georgia, who says he doesn't stay now?
Right. Exactly. He probably does stay. He probably stays. If you guys win a championship last year, he's not transferring.
If that kicker makes a fucking field goal, right? That's all he has to do. Make the fucking field goal, and it's a different. He's still here.
Chalk it up to the podcast curse, man.
I love it. Hey, we gotta end with some funny fucking shit, bro. That happened in Oakland. So the Oakland A's broadcaster, Glenn, how you pronounce that? Gipper?
Yeah, whatever.
Says the N-word on national TV. I'll make sure I input it here.
We had a phenomenal day today. Nigger League Museum and Arthur Bryant's Barbecue.
But he says, we took a trip to the Nigger League Baseball Museum. And now his counterpart is just shaking his head like, yes, it was an awesome time. His counterpart didn't even hear the word nigger get said. Like he heard it and just said, I'm staying locked in and I can't act like I said this. To me, I laugh. I'm African American and Italian. My dad's black, my mom's white. That shit made me laugh because it was like fucking shit out of nowhere, bro. He just dropped it. And it's like
that's what I think like people were saying is that like if you listen, I don't know, if you listen closely, is that how he pronounces Negro League Museum? I don't fucking know. I'm not making the excuse for him. But the way you're right, the way his counterpart, because he said that and then followed up with, and some great barbecue. His counterpart's like, oh yeah, it was a hell of a fucking day. And I was like, what the hell?
Have you ever seen the guy who goes around and he was like talking about solar panels to people in the neighborhood?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, he's like, hey, we're just talking to people around in the neighborhood to see if they want to get solar panels installed. So we're talking to neighbors. He's like, I'm sorry, man. And dude's like, all right, bro, goodbye. Like
the guy just like leaves. He's like, yeah, you leave.
So it's like honestly, like half of me is like, it's a fuck up that. Fuck, man, like it sucks that it happened, but the other half, my black half, is like, fuck you, man. Like that means that you've said that too comfortably.
I was just about to say that's the argument because you don't just accidentally say a word that you never say on a live broadcast. When that's your job is to talk, you don't accidentally say any word that isn't in your vocabulary.
Especially not that. It's not like you just dropped the F-bomb by accident. Like you said a bomb, Brody. You said the bomb. You can't say.
And I thought
me out.
Because that was another. Did you see that Barstool dude that got fired too?
Mincy, Mincy for rapping it. So, what is your belief? Do you rap the N-word?
Yeah, yeah. And look, and that was one that like They're like he was rapping the song.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Should he have said it? Probably not. But that was one that with this A's announcer, he kind of said it, and they both were like, I don't know if they realized it. Like this dude's soul left his body when he said that, and he was like, "Fuck! Like what? What did I just say?"
Yeah.
I get it though. I mean, I don't know.
My belief is that like even in rap music, and Gilly the Kid just had a mean debate about this where he said he doesn't give a fuck if white people say it in rap songs because like it's the lyric to the song. He's like, and we say it too much for someone to be like the Trinidad James songs. People couldn't even sing that song because it was like nigga all game. Like you couldn't even say it. So it was like, what do you want them to? In my eyes, I believe that if you're around people, don't say it. Especially if you're around me. If you're around me and it's in the song, don't fucking say it because I'll check you. Be like, yo, what the fuck? What type of time are you on, bro? Like, don't say that word.
Yeah.
I say don't say that at all because you're gonna fucking slip up and say it when you're around people and you're just gonna rap it and be like, I'm gonna get rapping this. Because I've checked people in college to be like, yo, bro, like, why are you saying the fucking word? Like, oh, I'm not saying I'm singing it, and it's in the song. Like, yeah, mute yourself, skip over it. That's just the way it is. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
It just is. Slips up, I understand.
Well, again, the slip ups happen when you're using a term or a word like that over and over again.
Comfortable.
But yeah. But it's crazy. Like I heard that happen, and he said his apologies. But like, has anything else happened with that?
They said he got suspended after the trip. That he's just been suspended. That's all I saw.
Huh?
Yeah. So I don't know what's the outcome, but hey, just don't say the fucking word. He'll be on air. So
yeah.
Okay, you go. I'll see you. Any last words, brother?
No. I think Jesus, just for me, baseball season. I'm done watching the playoffs. Fuck that.
Okay. No. You have to say now. Who do you think's taking the playoffs, though? I mean, who's taking the chip?
Yeah. Oh, it'll be the Celtics. I said, and even like Vaughn and I were.
The Celtics could stand up against LA.
I think it'll be Celtics in LA, and I think that's exactly what the league fucking wants. Is Boston and LA. And yeah, I think it'll be. I truly believe that whoever won that Sixers Celtics series, we're going to win a title. And if the Sixers won that Game 7, I would have been saying the same exact thing. I really thought that was your finals. I don't know if the Heat win more than one game. I think the Lakers probably win in 6 against the Nuggets, and Lakers Celtics. I don't even see that going to a game. I don't think you'll see another Game 7 the rest of the way.
Okay, I think Lakers should just try to sweep the Nuggets as fast as they can.
Yeah.
To get that rest. And to be honest, I think it's gonna be a series. I'm really excited for Jimmy, bro. I do like Jimmy a lot. I do like that now it's the 4 teams who are at the bubble.
Yeah.
That shows weird. Like when people say like fuck the bubble, it's not real basketball.
Yeah.
They back in it, bro. So like that's pretty dope to me.
It is. Yeah, it is. I think I don't know. I think it's going to be like Celtics are heavy favorites right now.
Yeah, but let's be honest. The Celtics were quiet until Game 7.
Well, no, that's what I mean. I really think that the Sixers, and here we go again, like taking that X back that cheats on me. I really think that the Sixers were even that good that it was just a fucking battle. I think that first round when they struggled against the Hawks, Trae Young catches fire, Boston maybe playing with their food a little bit. The Sixers, like that was really an even series up to Game 7. Like each team had a blowout win, each team had a clutch win, each team won 2 games on the road. Like it really was back and forth. The Heat are a great story, and Jimmy's the man, and they have the best coach in the league that'll probably win them a game, maybe 2. But I think whenever they face whoever comes out of the West, I don't. And then again, it is LeBron. Let me ask you this real quick before we jump: if LeBron takes this team to a championship, is LeBron now undisputedly the GOAT?
Yeah, like that's what I've been saying. Like when people were arguing who's better, Steph or Bron, how can you still make this argument? How can you still say that Bron isn't that fucking guy? I mean, how old is LeBron? How long has he been doing this? Let's be honest, LeBron takeover is different than Steph takeover. Let's just say from now on that we fall into the debate. Like, I mean, you're going to fall into this thing of, oh man, like I'm not sure if Bron's a top guy because he doesn't get it done every year. He doesn't always take over. I just say that no matter what, I truly believe that Bron's the GOAT because He's been doing this. He's going to keep doing this.
Yeah.
5 year. I say he could play another 10 years if he stays healthy. If he fucking wants to be that guy, he could be that fucking guy. But no matter what, I can say safely as a good five. Like, how can you see him ending 5 years? How can you say he's not touted to be the best if right now at his age he's in the conference, like he's about to be in the possibility of being in the finals with a Lakers team like
dog shit this year, really.
That at the beginning of the year, everybody was like, "Fuck, LeBron's like he's done."
Yeah,
like I told people, like I'm sorry when you talk about a dog, bro. It's a different beast, man. If it's a dog, everyone's talking about the Sixers getting embarrassed. What about Steph? Fucking now, everyone's questioning, and they're keeping it quiet. Is a dynasty done in fucking Oakland?
Yeah.
Like, why are we keeping it quiet now? Let's be honest. Like LeBron's old ass just said, is a fucking dynasty done of Draymond, Clay, and fucking Steph? Let's not talk about Clay not being able to make shit the whole fucking time. Like, the fact that this is going on, like, yo, crown him. I don't say in my defense, I go Jordan, LeBron, Kobe. Like, that's just my top three right there.
Yeah. I think, listen, I already think LeBron is the greatest of all time. I said in the argument.
You put him over Jordan?
Yeah. In the argument of, if you were to start a franchise today and you have either player in their prime, who you taking? It's LeBron to me. 8 straight finals I think he went to. The numbers with Jordan before Pippen are he was a loser. Like he didn't make it out of the first round. And LeBron carried some of the worst teams to ever see a finals to the finals. And you're right. I think the longevity of it too. I know Jordan, had the baseball thing and whatever. But you're right. He just keeps doing it. What do he have? 30 points in that game-clinching Game 6 against Warriors? Like, he could still take over whenever he wants.
And let's just say, oh my God, he dropped 30, but what are we talking about? We're talking about his defense. The fact that he was calling out plays that they were about to run. Like that was a pivotal point in the game that could have changed that to where they win that game, or it is with, like, come on, man. Like, let's say, like I said, on all aspects, are you seeing Steph do that? No. Or are you seeing LeBron step up and be like, you know what? If I can't get the job done, I'm going to take over for everybody. I'm going to do it on both ends. I'm going to do it on defense and offense. And let me guard Steph. I'm going to make sure Steph doesn't have an open three. Put it on my back. Let's be honest, bro. Put Steph on LeBron, and what do you get? LeBron babying that little nigga. Come on, man.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I like that, though. I'm glad. I'm happy for LeBron. Shut all that fucking shit up, right?
I know.
2 weeks ago, we were saying Steph might be the greatest point guard or guard of all time. And shit quiet right now. And that was 2 weeks ago, bro. Let's be 2 weeks.
I know.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Look, I still think Steph is a top talent, but that argument of Steph versus LeBron should have never been one. It should have never been one.
Come on, son. It's a different animal out here, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, man. Continue to support the podcast and those we trust sports. Continue to support our network and those we trust podcasts. Follow us on Instagram at WeTrust_podcast. Follow Liam on the Instagram at
LiamStokes11.
And continue to support all your platforms. If you're not subscribing to the YouTube, you're a big fuck up. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Right. Make sure you listen to us on SoundCloud, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, anywhere you can get your podcasts and music at. We have it for you. So I don't want to hear no excuses as to why I'm not tapping in. So I appreciate you guys. Trust up.
All right, Lee.